Listen, what up, y'all? I try to bring you my perspective on everything because you get a different perspective from the different YouTubers, different review channels, different people. And people love to hear someone else's perspective versus the norm or versus the people who lean far to the right or the people who lean far to the left. You know, the people who have those beliefs and ideologies that you may not rock with. So I appreciate y'all for coming. And today, do I have a video for y'all? We're going to be talking about Ayesha Curry and the reason everyone is talking about her. Because if you turn on your latest news channel, they were talking about Ayesha Curry and the interview that she just did on the Call Her Daddy podcast. Yes, you heard me correctly. It's called the Call Her Daddy podcast. And so Ayesha Curry said some controversial things. And when I say controversial, I mean in the eyes of other people, not in my eyes. I'll give you my perspective and my commentary on it after we view some of the video. But before we continue, I need y'all to do 3 things for me. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share this video so someone else can do the very same thing. And if they don't, then we're going to send the Call Her Daddy podcast after them. Let's see exactly why everyone's been discussing Ayesha Curry and the reason why she is going down in history as an ungrateful wife. Yes, this is what she is being labeled. And I'm talking about by many, many, many of podcasters. Plenty of people are saying the same thing. But you be the judge as to if what she says. Now, we're not going to go over the entire interview, so you have to make your own discernment when it comes to this clip that we are about to play, because I'm not going to take it out of context. We're going to play the clip in its entirety so that people do not take it out of context and we do not represent her in the wrong way. So let's see what Ayesha Curry had to first say about marriage.
Okay, rewind 2 steps.
Yeah.
Married at 22.
Yeah.
How did you know you were ready for that?
I didn't. I just knew that I loved him, and I'd never experienced anything else. I'd never felt any differently than this is who I want to spend the rest of my life with. And so we kind of just dove in. And
did anyone or you or Steph or anyone have any hesitations about oh, we're getting married in our early 20s, or no?
No. And I say this all the time to our family. I'm like, you guys, 22. I'm like, you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is called pair bonding. If you don't think it's a real thing, look it up. It is called pair bonding. She pair bonded with Steph Curry at an early age, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. Do not let them fool you and tell you that you should have all these experiences, especially y'all ladies. Do not let them fool you, because that's exactly what they're doing. They have been fooling you, brainwashing you, so that your relationships aren't successful, so that you don't get married, so that you end up by yourself, lonely with, of course, what do they say? The cats and the dogs. Why? Because the longer you remain in the job market, searching for employment, working at a company, the more money they can make off of you. The more taxes they can tax you, the more people they have to tax. So no, they do not want you joining into a union with a man and allow that man to take care of you and being employed or working is an option. No, they do not want that. They want you to work until you're 70, 71, 72, until you can't work anymore, ladies. That's just how it is. And they have been fooling y'all for the longest now. And I'm hoping that channels like this can break you out of that spell. But I say that to say, when you pair bond with someone at a young age, your marriage tends to last longer. And this is a statistical fact. Look it up. Your marriage, your relationship lasts longer. Now, when you have all these different people that you have ran through, especially all these different men, guess what? It becomes very hard to pair bond with a man because you have so many other men to compare them to. And I must say that not every man is going to be the same. Not every man is going to offer the same thing. And not every man is going to live up to the next one.
I'm like, not a single parent. Nobody was like, hey guys, are you sure? Everybody was like, no, this is what's happening, and we love you, and it's gonna be great. It's just like, wow.
Totally.
Like when I really look at it.
Well, and again, because there are so many people that may watch this that are like, oh, 22 for them, whether it's because like they watched their parents get married young or whatever, it was normal. But you, in the beginning of this interview, started by being like, girl, I didn't even think I wanted to get married.
Yes, exactly.
So it is a big deal that at 22,
It's a mixture of that and a mixture of like, there are levels to 22. Like there's different styles of 22-year-olds. But I was like the naive, like very young, unpolished 22-year-old. Like I didn't have very much life experience. And so it's just interesting.
It is, but it's, again, I think like why I was excited to talk to you is because as women, there's just like so many things that happen in our life that we want to plan for.
Yeah.
And then obviously life just doesn't go as planned. Yeah. And to hear you at a young age getting married, I think like, and knowing it was such a success, but it doesn't mean the whole ride was easy. Like that's what I'm excited to get into.
Yeah.
So like a few months after getting married, you just said you get
3 months.
Okay. What was going through your head when you found out that news?
I was confused because
How are you confused?
Because
Alex.
my OB said expected to take up to a year. And so I'm like, oh, if in my head, I heard at least a year. I was thinking we were going to be like bar hopping. Like, it's like, nope, you're pregnant and you're going to be very, very sick. But I'm so grateful. I wouldn't change a thing.
Of course.
But,
and this is, I believe, where a lot of people are saying she kind of wanted to have a whole face. Okay, let's not even say kind of. They say that she wanted to have a whole face. That's what people are saying. And y'all have to understand something. Again, y'all have to understand something. This is not what I'm saying. This is what people are saying. This isn't exactly what she said, but you know how we make our own assumptions based on what you say. Well, she is actually talking about not having enough experience. She's going to go into that and state that she didn't have enough experience before getting married and then instantly after that, getting pregnant. That's what she meant by 3 months. In 3 months, she was pregnant and about to have their first child. And we fail to realize that that's how it's supposed to happen. That's how life is supposed to work. How long do you expect to wait until you have a child? What is the average life expectancy? When you have a child later in life, guess what? That child is definitely going to outlive you, and you will not be able to teach them all the lessons that you have in you to teach them. Isn't that what you want? So then when you're gone, guess who raises your child? Guess who they become? Somebody totally different. They don't even get to carry on your lineage. They don't even get to carry on your dynasty, what you've built. They don't get to carry that on. And so to get married at a young age and then have kids at a young age, that's what is supposed to happen. Then after you raise your kids, guess what? You have the rest of your life to enjoy with each other, not bar hopping. But some people, that's what they want to do, then do it. But you just can't complain later on when you cannot find someone to settle down with.
It was not on my bingo card.
And when all this went down, like, I guess now looking back, what advice would you give to someone listening of like how to embrace when your timeline suddenly changes?
Oh, there's no such thing as a timeline, I think is the bottom line. Things are going to shift. Like life is ebbs and flows, and you just kind of have to roll with the punches. Sometimes stuff's going to suck, but you can always recover. And I think it's important also, like sometimes you can feel like you're in your own bubble or like feel isolated or like you're the only person experiencing that thing, but there's always like a resource or there's always a community of people who are experiencing similar things.
Did you have like any friends who were in similar life stages to you at that point?
No.
They're like, babe, we're at One Oak.
No.
What are you doing?
No, actually all of our friends are like just now having babies, like the past 4 or 5 years. So we were the trailblazers.
What was the hardest part of being a young mom?
I think my identity. So, because I have such an entrepreneurial spirit, not being able to call the shots all the time for myself was freaking weird. And then learning how to kind of reset myself to make it all work while still having a family was weird too. But it's made me really resilient and like a little gritty. So I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, like even thinking about how you said earlier, like once my daughter turned about 1, I was kind of looking around like, I love being a mom.
Yeah.
But I also have this other side of me that I can feel kind of wanting to come back up. And I think a lot of times women can experience like, or so I've read, because I'm obviously not a mother yet, hopefully. But like women can experience this like mom guilt of like, if I have a career and I'm not home, like, did you experience that?
I still experience that. I still experience that. I'm always in therapy talking about this.
A career over your children. That is what they have been teaching women lately. You can have your career. Forget those kids. Forget that family. Family? What's that? No. Go chase that bag. Be a boss, babe. Boss lady. Be an entrepreneur. That's what you really want. Deep down inside, that's what you really want. Well, do you see what these two ladies just said? Do you see? During that period of mothering, you feel like you missed out on something. You feel like you should have done something else. You feel... Do y'all not know that feelings are fleeting? Feelings are not, it's not a solid, tangible thing. No. Feelings are always fleeting. You feel this way today. You feel that way tomorrow. You feel another way on Tuesday. You feel that way on Wednesday. That's what happens when you deal with feelings. Yes. When you are governed by your feelings, you make the worst decisions, because again, feelings are fleeting. So on that day that you make that decision based on your feelings and how you felt at that time, guess what? You didn't think about the consequences coming later because you were in your feelings. And so chase your career. Yeah, that's what you really want. Chase your career. So then by the time you're 40, 45, 50, and that career doesn't love you like those children would have, yeah. Chase your career. And this is what I am starting to say now. Allow people to live their lives and do as they please. If they don't want to take the advice of those who know better, because I always say if you knew better, you do better, it's fine. Allow them to find out the hard way, because that is the best teacher.
But what I realized is like, if you lose, like for me being married and like with my husband, if you lose all of those things that were interesting about you, even for yourself, like even the things that made me feel confident and cool, then what are you doing? And so for me, it's always been important. I mean, I'm a little ADHD. So like I have 1,000,005 ideas. I have 1,000,000 interests. I'm very creative. And I like to explore those sides of me. And I think it keeps me who I am to like my family and the people that I love. But it also allows me to have a certain level of confidence that I don't think I would have otherwise.
Right. It's like you grew up, like we've talked about, like having this thing that you were so passionate about. Yeah. And to lose that creative side of yourself would just mean that you're almost like doing a disservice to yourself and then therefore to your kids and to your husband and to your relationships. Like that's who you are. Yeah. And you don't have to be, as women, we're always told like, or at least it feels like people just try to have us be one-dimensional, and you can do more. Not that it's easy. No. But it's an option.
It's an option. Like I say all the time, I'm like, when men do it, they're like, oh my God, you're so multifaceted. Wow.
So
like,
talented.
What a renaissance man. And I'm like, why can't women do the same thing? Like, what is giving you the ick so bad that you feel like I can't do these separate things, be good at them, or at least try to? Like, what? Like, what is the problem?
It is really frustrating. And then I think, thankfully, I feel like there's just been an uptick of people being like, you know what? I don't care anymore. I'm just going to do it. Even if it pisses all of you off so much and it makes you uncomfortable to see a woman succeeding, deal with that on your own side, because I'm going to keep fucking pushing.
Okay, there's a few points we need to address before we wrap this video up, because I can't believe some of the shit that they just said, some of the shit that I actually just heard, and you probably don't too. But you do not lose yourself when you have kids. Why is that? Matter of fact, that's not even a factual thing. It's a feelings thing again. And you are being told that you will lose yourself if you have kids. No, that is when you are supposed to find yourself. Those kids are supposed to allow you and teach you more about yourself than you would ever learn by having all these other experiences. Do you want to know why? It is because raising another human being is and will probably be the best thing you ever do in your life. Let me repeat that for you. Raising another human being is and probably is the best thing that you have ever or will ever do in your life. It allows you to see exactly how patient you are. It allows you to see what type of nurturer you are, what type of leader you are, it allows you to tap into your hidden potential, ladies. Yes, and I'm not just talking to the ladies, I'm talking to the men too. It allows you do not lose yourself. It's only those people who do not know what it actually is to be a parent because they were never taught to be parents, which most of us weren't taught how to be, good mothers, good fathers anyway. But it's usually those people who actually lose themselves. They lose their identity when they have kids. Because you have to understand something. Ladies, you know what the hierarchy is. It's God, man, woman, child. Some of y'all will put your child ahead of your man when you're not supposed to do that. Your man comes before your child. Yes. And that's the problem. That's why you lose yourself. You lose some of your identity. You have inherited certain responsibilities now. They're different. There's certain things that you can't do, and there's certain things that you shouldn't do. Whenever you have children, of course, you have to be better examples. But guess what, though? It makes you a better person. That person who has no discipline, that person who's partying all night, that person who's out all the time, spending all their money, broke the next day, guess what? Guess what? That's not the best version of themselves. That's the worst version of us. And a lot of us had to go through that. But some didn't. And I applaud those who didn't. You want to know why? Because who wants to know that side of themselves, the irresponsible side? Yeah. But some people actually do. And as I said before, as I stated, let these people learn. And the comment that they also made about, people not wanting to see them succeed, see women succeed. I know that they were actually speaking on men and about men not wanting to see them succeed. I must say, men are not looking for women to fail. Where are y'all getting this from? See, there's a certain teaching that is going around that is infecting the mind of sound, smart, intelligent women. And they start to eat this stuff up and they start to believe it because the more you are told something, the more you start to believe it. And we've been hearing a lot of this lately. Men want to see women fail. That is a lie. Men do not want to see y'all fail. If you want to have 2 careers, 3 careers, 4 careers, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to fly on jets, you want to buy Lambos, you want to be a man, then go ahead and do the things that men do. It is fine. At the end of the day, though, do not complain when you do not get the results that you were looking for. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is why everyone Or this is why Ayesha Curry has been on the lips of everyone lately because of some of the comments she made. And we're not even going to get into some of the other videos where they say that she embarrassed Steph Curry by some of the comments she made about marriage, having kids, and being with him. Well, I must say, some of them are pretty embarrassing, especially if you are a man, because your woman should not get out into public. She should not go on social media and tell the world that being married to you is something that she was not really looking forward to. And that is not being taken out of context. Until next time.
If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.